Well, finally, a bit of good old-fashioned common sense, and I say that because the Reform Party is thinking about setting up something like a Department of Believers to back Britain's exit from the European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR, if they get into power, because obviously, with all the scaremongering that Labour seem to be doing, they'll no doubt make leaving the ECHR sound like the worst thing in the world, kind of like all the Ramonas and Rejoiners did with leaving the EU, if I remember rightly. And Richard Tice, the party's deputy leader, mentioned this idea, saying they'd bring in Border Force folks to the Home Office and make sure everyone here is all about securing borders. And he said at a Prosperity Institute event that he wants people who are totally committed to doing what people want, which is personally, I think, is the absolutely brilliant and a massive change from what Labour seem to be doing, eh? He also had company too, apparently. Former Tory Home Secretary Suella Braverman was there. Makes me wonder actually how soon it will be before she herself joins Reform. She was talking about her report on how the UK could leave the ECHR, and she suggested that changing the Good Friday Agreement to drop any mentions of the ECHR, which she thinks is a big hurdle in leaving the convention. And Tice praised her very serious, diligent, brilliant approach, and I personally think that will certainly put a lot of people's minds at ease about any tensions there might be in Northern Ireland or Ireland itself, eh? But on the flip side, Keir Starmer, well, he unfortunately thinks that this would be a profound mistake to ditch the ECHR. Well, there is no surprise there, is there? And he said he is not on board with leaving the treaty, which, remember, if I remember rightly, this started around the 1950s, and therefore, if you're not willing to change or adapt things after, 70-odd years, then how can it possibly reflect modern times? But apparently this came after Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey asked if the Prime Minister would rule out leaving or messing with our rights in any way, comparing it to joining Russia and Putin. That's what they all seem to go on about, isn't it? Making things sound as worse as they possibly could do, I guess. For Reform and leaving the ECHR would hopefully get rid of any legal roadblocks in the way, and they're drafting the legislation with their own lawyers before the next party election. Plus, they're also looking to change how judges are appointed, going back to the old system where ministers make the decision, and Tice is super confident they'll find plenty of capable people to help push forward their plans, apparently saying that Reform has a lot of incredibly competent people from a variety of walks in life with great CVs, something which I'm guessing perhaps Rachel Reeves unfortunately doesn't have herself. And if anything, therefore, it sounds like they're gearing up for some big changes, which surely will only be a good thing for you and me, eh? But first, Labour need to get out of Downing Street as soon as possible so all this good stuff can happen, and the sooner that happens, the better, eh?